What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Before I get started, hit that subscribe button, like, share, comment, and hit that bell notification so you get notified every time I put out one of these videos. So, yesterday I was scrolling through, it popped up on my feed on YouTube, was Jelly Roll. This is by way of C-SPAN, but Jelly Roll is, I guess this is his opening statement. I don't know what it's for. I'm not politically savvy, but I listened to about a minute of it. It's like 6 minutes long, so I figured I would share this with everybody and listen to the rest of it. Jelly Roll, awesome human being, really turned his life around and is getting awards for country music, and it's amazing what he's done with his life. So he is a true inspiration to everybody. So anybody that doesn't know who Jelly Roll is, I hope that you see him through my channel and check it out, and then go check his stuff out. He is awesome hip hop, awesome country music, just an all around singer. His song "Save Me" makes me cry almost every time I hear it. He's an incredible artist, and I can't wait to hear what he has to say about it. So let's go ahead and check this out together. This is Jelly Roll giving an opening statement, and I think it has something to do with drugs.
Start with Mr. DeFord. Welcome.
Sorry, fentanyl.
For your first committee hearing, I assume.
Forgive me, I'm a little nervous. I'm used to having a rock and roll band behind me when I have a microphone in front of me.
Real quick for you, let him finish. I hope they don't copyright me there, because I think this is fair use, right? I don't know if that's true. Please let me use this. Please let me use this.
Microphone in front of me. During the time that I've been given to share my testimony here, I think it's important to note before I start that in these 5 minutes I'll be speaking that somebody in the United States will die of a drug overdose, and it is almost a 72% chance that during those 5 minutes it will be fentanyl related. Having started that way, Chairman Brown, Ranking Member Scott, and esteemed committee members, thank you for having me. I know this is a bit of a curveball, but I like a little baseball myself. My name is...
He's getting all poetic, getting songwriter mode right there, but I just want to say real quick, I'm going to let him go. I have to stop it here and there. I just want to make sure I don't get copyrighted, but how far have we come in society in this country to where we have somebody... I don't know where he's at. I'm sorry that I don't know where he's at, but this is obviously an official statement in front of this is official, right? So he's got tattoos all over his face, been in and out of jail, drug dealer, and turns his life around, is able to speak in front of people. I think it's a beautiful thing that we allow that in today's age. We have a lot of other problems, but that's something that is not a problem. It's awesome. So,
chance that during those 5 minutes, it will be fentanyl related. Having started that way, Chairman Brown, Ranking Member Scott, and esteemed committee members, thank you for having me. I know this is a bit of a curveball, but I like a little baseball myself. My name is Jason DeFord, but to most I am known as Jelly Roll. It is important to establish earlier that I am a musician and that I have no political alliance. I am neither Democrat nor Republican. In fact, because of my past, my right to vote has been restricted. Thus far, I have never paid attention to a political race in my life. Ironically, I think that makes me the perfect person to speak about this because fentanyl transcends partisanship and ideology, gentlemen and women. This is a totally different problem.
Facts. That is facts. I know people personally that have died from fentanyl. Whether it was just fentanyl or it was laced with fentanyl, they didn't know it. Either way, fentanyl was involved, and it is not fun. And before that, I lost people to the opioid crisis and all that when the OxyContin push was going on. So, pretty powerful stuff.
And ideology, gentlemen and women, this is a totally different problem. And I was speaking outside to the media, and I gave them a statistic that said 190 people a day overdose and die every single day in the United States of America. That is about a 737 plane. That's what about a 737 aircraft can carry. Could you imagine the national media attention it would get if they were reporting that a plane was crashing every single day and killing 190 people? But because it's 190 drug addicts, we don't feel that way. Because America has been known to bully and shame drug addicts instead of dealing and trying to understand what the actual root of the problem is with that. But the sad news is that that narrative is changing too, because the statistics say that in all likelihood, almost every person in this room has lost a friend, family member, or colleague to the disease known as addiction.
That's powerful stuff right there. I mean, that's a hell of a way to put it. 191 people a day in this country die from drug overdose. Pretty sure he said it right. I think it was just fentanyl, but either way, overdose. And that's a seven. He said that was a 737. I mean, that's a plane crashing every day. Yeah, there'd be a lot of people saying, "What the hell is going on? Why is all these planes crashing?" When someone dies in an alleyway or an overdose or in a trap house, it doesn't have the same effect to people, and it's sad. It's sad.
In this room has lost a friend, family member, or colleague to the disease known as addiction. I've attended more funerals than I care to share with y'all. This committee, I could sit here and cry for days about the caskets I've carried of people I loved dearly, deeply, in my soul, good people, not just drug addicts, uncles, friends, cousins, normal people. Some people that just got in a car wreck and started taking a pain pill to manage it. One thing led to the other. And how fast it spirals out of control, I don't think people truly understand. So many people. Equally, I think it's important for me to tell y'all that I'm not here to defend the use of illegal drugs. And I also understand the paradox of my history as a drug dealer standing in front of this committee. But equally, I think that's what makes me perfect to talk about this. I was a part of the problem. I am here now standing as a man that wants to be a part of the solution.
Yo, that is wow. That's a real man right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's a real man right there. At, despite what your beliefs are and you disagree with tattoos on someone's face or how they lived their past life, where he's at now, this is an inspiring human being, to say the least. I mean, what a man to say something like that.
Understand the paradox of my history as a drug dealer standing in front of this committee. But equally, I think that's what makes me perfect to talk about this. I was a part of the problem. I am here now standing as a man that wants to be a part of the solution. I brought my community down. I hurt people. I was the uneducated man in the kitchen playing chemist with drugs I knew absolutely nothing about, just like these drug dealers are doing right now when they're mixing every drug on the market with fentanyl, and they're killing the people we love. I'll be honest with y'all, my desire is to only get older and only do better and be better. I believed when I sold drugs genuinely that selling drugs was a victimless crime. I truly believe that, y'all. My father always told me what doesn't get you in the wash will get you in the rinse. Now I have a 15-year-old daughter whose mother is a drug addict. Every day I get to look in the eyes of a victim in my household of the effects of drugs. Every single day. And every single day I have to wonder, if me and my wife, if today will be the day that I have to tell my daughter that her mother became a part of the national statistics. History repeats itself, gentlemen. Even in the 1990s, crack cocaine had long made its way into my middle lower class neighborhood. And at that moment, even as a teenager, you could have never convinced me in that moment that there would be a far bigger problem on the horizon in the form of a pharmaceutical drug. And then I watched opioids and Oxycontin burst onto the scene. I'm here to tell y'all that fentanyl is going to make the Sackler family look like saints.
Yeah, it's hard to argue that. It is hard to argue that because it is bad, bad news. It's so powerful. I saw a video once. I forget where I saw it at a few years ago, but it was a cop that they were going through someone's stuff and there was a bag of fentanyl. And it wasn't even like a whole lot from what they were saying. I don't know nothing about fentanyl other than it's killed people I've been close to and known. But he just for being around, he got a little bit on his hands, I guess, and he fell over and started foaming at the mouth. So it was like, yeah, she had to stab him with the or shoot him with the what are they? I'm drawing a blank on what it is, but y'all know what I'm talking about. A lot of people know what I'm talking about, unfortunately. But the Narcan. So they hit him with the Narcan and saved him. But crazy stuff, and that's just going around like nothing. So what he's saying is very powerful. It should resonate. Unfortunately, this is going to resonate with millions and millions of people. I mean, honestly, I don't know Jelly Roll personally, but I'm proud of the man for getting up here and admitting his background and giving a good reason as to why he has any right to speak on any of this. I mean, you can obviously tell he's changed his life around. He's raising his daughter. He's got his wife. He's got a nice, stable life. But so he is the perfect person to speak on stuff like this, and what he's saying is absolutely true. I mean, I'm from Ohio, and Ohio is heavily affected by the opioid crisis and becoming heavily affected by the fentanyl crisis.
Tell y'all that fentanyl is going to make the Sackler family look like saints. And I want to let y'all sit with that for a second.
Yeah, because they're bad people.
It is time for us to be proactive and not reactive. We were reactive with crack, we were reactive with opioids, and y'all are taking the first step at somebody in Senate finally being proactive. I truly believe in my heart that this bill will stop the supply and can help stop the supply of fentanyl. But in part of being proactive, gentlemen and women and ladies, I have to be frank and tell y'all that if we don't talk to the other side of Capitol Hill and stop the demand, we are going to spin our tires in the mud. Y'all are taking the first step, but I encourage you to take it outside of this room and you take it to your colleagues and your constituents and you give them the most that you can. I know I've got a few seconds here, and Senator Brown said I may or may not go over.
Yo, Jelly Roll has the timing of a preacher, like an old school, like Bible Belt preacher, except he's not yelling, but he has that tone and that timing. This dude can speak. I mean, this is incredible. This is incredible.
All I want to say is that I not only encourage y'all to do this, I encourage y'all to take it a step further. At every concert I perform, I witness the heartbreaking impact of fentanyl. I see fans grappling with this tragedy in the form of music that they seek solace in music and hope that their experiences won't befall others. They crave reassurance. These are the people I'm here to speak for, y'all. These people crave reassurance that their elected officials actually care more about human life than they do about ideology and partisanship. I stand here as a regular member of society. I am a stupid songwriter, y'all, but I have firsthand witnessed this in a way most people have not. I encourage y'all to not only pass this bill, but I encourage you to bring it up where it matters, at the kitchen table. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. DeFord.
That was incredible. That was incredible. I mean, can't disagree with the guy. I mean, it's out there. It's in our face. Something needs to be done about it. I think that it's of young people like 18 to 24, 18 to 30, something like that. It's like the number one cause of death. How do we get to a place in this country where the number one cause of young people dying is drug overdoses? Like, I understand young people explore, but that's not the big picture here. These young people and people that are dying from it, they're not just exploring. This is a crisis, and it needs to stop. And it's been going on for a very long time. I've been affected by it personally to where I've had family members that have passed away from drug overdose. A couple of which I was close to. Friends that have died from drug overdoses that had families and everything. In part, I do blame the individual, right? But there's a lot more to it than just somebody's addicted to drugs. There's usually an underlying issue that nobody talks about. And instead of just giving someone drugs, we should evaluate them, give them therapy. This is all my opinion, and I am not a doctor, but they should be analyzed, given therapy, talked to, with good therapy before we just shove drugs down their throat. Because there is alternative medicine out there. I did a whole year of ketamine therapy, and I might make some videos about that in the future. But I did a whole year of ketamine therapy, um, in an office with doctors, professionals, hooked up to monitors, all that, in a comfy chair. It was awesome, and it helped me out tremendously. Uh, the only other thing I've ever had people tell me about my mental illness is that maybe you should take Xanax. Maybe you should, take whatever the psycho meds are. I just can't do it. I can't. I don't believe in the medicines enough that it's a long term. I think it's a band aid, and I don't demonize or talk down to anybody that decides to take medication. I just encourage people to please don't make that your first stop. At least do some other research. At least try some other things before you just submit to your mental illness and feel like the only way to beat it is taking medications that in return you will become an addict, addicted to, and some people lose their life to that addiction. So that's all I can say from personal experience and being around people who have been prescribed medications for mental illness that really was self-inflicted a lot of the time. And not to say they haven't been through anything, but they weren't doing anything first to try to make themselves feel better before they were at their wits' end. It was like, yeah, I have mental illness, and I'm just going to take some medication because the doctor said that's an option. So that's all I can say about it. But all praises to Jelly Roll for speaking in front of the Senate committee. Sorry, I did not see that title before I did the video, but the fentanyl crisis, it is a real crisis. It is more than just a disease. This is just taking a lot of good people away from the communities that they live in. So leaving a lot of people behind that are mourning them for as long as they live. So please share this video. Talk about this. If you know anybody that is addicted, try to talk to them. But at the end of the day, you cannot change people. It has to be up to them. Sometimes you got to let them be and hope for the best. And when they are ready to make a change, you be there for them. That's the best advice I could ever give. So I hope y'all enjoy this video, and I'm sure you probably noticed something different about this video. And if you do, let me know in the comment section below. But I'm going to be trying some different things here and there in the new year to set up a different type of videos and make better videos and get better at this for y'all. So stay tuned. And don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, hit that bell notification. Until next time, peace.
I've traveled so far, couldn't tell you how far. Feels as though I have been a million places at once. Many lives I have lived, many battles I fought and lost.